There are often more people than places to sleep.
One of the side effects from the casino, I think there'll be more people doing day tours. They'll be held in around town with the casino. I'm in the tourist business. It means more business for my Emigap camel farm, and that's what I'd like to see happen. Good afternoon. Little camel rider there. This lady's going to ride a camel. I can see it in her eye.
You can't eat it. No.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I generally talk fairly loud and fairly fast. If I'm going too fast for you, just yell out and I will try and slow down, but I can't guarantee it. Camels first came to Australia in 1840. They were brought out by a gentleman called Hurrick, and Mr. Hurrick imported 6 from the Canary Islands. There's 8 branches of the cameloid family, and the main 2 are dromedary and bacterian. The bacterian has 2 humps, and he frequents the cold Mongolian-type deserts, and there's 2,500 in his wild state and 50,000 in captivity, so he's just about extinct. There's 2 of these old Gans whose fathers originally came out in the 1870s, still alive in town, Salih Muhammad and Gul Muhammad. And Salih is still a practicing Muslim from the old days. I got the message. You got my saddles finished?
Yeah, we're just checking them up to see if everything's all right on them.
They seem a pretty good job, mate.
As one of the last camel saddle makers around, Salih is guaranteed work. But it's more important for him to have a mosque built in Alice Springs for the town's 200 Muslims.
How long do you reckon till you have this mosque underway?
Well, it's only just waiting for the last word from the land department and everything's ready.
Well, that's not too bad then.
When Alice Springs does get its mosque, it'll mean the Afghan community of Australia's outback has gone full circle. It was their Muslim religion which gave them a faith on which to develop the often heartbreaking country. They were the backbone of development, and without them and their camels, it's unlikely that many outback centres would even exist. Certainly Alice Springs, the telegraph and railway wouldn't have been as easy to establish without them, even though the Alice remained a 1 or 2 building town for years. This is Adelaide House, built initially as a nursing home by the Inland Mission. It stands today as the oldest major building in the town, although it's relatively young considering that settlement of Stewart, as the town was first called, began in 1888.
Well, Amelia, you're the oldest lady in Alice Springs, I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
And one of the prettiest still.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about in your old days, what did you think of it in the old days? Were they good times?
All days was good. Happy.
Happy
All.
times. And you grew up with the Bradshaws, didn't you?
Bradshaw.
And
I used to sleep with the kids.
Yeah?
Rani and Rambora, that's 2 sisters.
Yeah?
Used to work for Mrs. Bradshaw.
The Mrs. Bradshaw Amelia refers to was wife of the postmaster at the turn of the century, and the girls she mentioned were Amelia's fellow housemaids.
Or used to get further taken.
Amelia is typical of the toughness and durability that was and is Alice Springs. She forgets certain things these days, but she's getting on a bit. No one knows her age exactly, although most residents agree she must be the best part of 100.
Now I seen the car come.
Oh, you've seen the cars come, yes. I've seen quite a few changes.
Nothing. Come on, children. I say, look, this buggy running. No horse.
No horse at all.
Regardless of her exact age, there wouldn't be many people living in Australia today who span the life of a town from establishment last century to suburbia today.
Just a few kilometres away from where Amelia now lives with her daughter, there is the old telegraph station. It was here that Amelia spent her life as a housemaid for the Bradshaw family. The Bradshaws in the old days were the hub of life around the actual Alice Springs. Our town of Stewart was just a few miles over here.
At the turn of the century, when the Bradshaw family lived here, it was a halcyon period for the telegraph. The repeater station was a vital link between the south of Australia, the north, and hence overseas. A community was established here, which included the postmaster and his family, men to look after and work the station, plus the local Aboriginal tribal groups. This area around the old telegraph station has got to be one of the most beautiful spots near the Alice. The hilly countryside prevented development of the town here, but that may have been a bonus. Old-timers say the area has been left intact and looks better, probably, than when the first settlers arrived 110 years ago.
This dry, desolate bend of the river was once a major watering point for the northern Aranda people. It is also the famous Alice Springs. Underneath these sands, there is still fresh water. One flood will come down and fill it up with sand, the next one is just as likely to clear it. But there's always water very close to the surface. It was because of the water in this area here that Charles Todd decided to put his telegraph station, or repeater station, in this position. They named the water hole after his wife, Alice. There's lots of water under the sands around Alice Springs. The Aboriginal people just knew where to find it. In the harsh outback, the tribes never always had it this easy. They never found water holes like this, not on the surface. Heavy rains come, the water forms, magically our little bony brim fish appear and just as quickly disappear when the water holes dry out and leave them high and dry like you've seen in the pools just behind us.
That's the amazing thing about Alice Springs. A desert town, almost the perfect geographical centre of the arid Australian continent, but with accessible water. It's not always perfect water, but neither is Alice the drought-ridden place people imagine. One of the most respected station owners in the centre is Ted Hayes. His family also goes back to the very early days of Alice Springs.
Every year for the last 20 years, we've increased our watering points, our control of stock. We had a bad drought period from 60 to 66. The drought broke February 66. But, you know, that was the rainfall. It reaches a peak and it reaches a trough, possibly about every 25 years. People that come here today, if it just doesn't happen to rain when they think it should, they start screaming drought. In our 100 years of experience here, there's been only 4 major droughts.
Well, that's not bad, is it, over
No, I mean, that
years?
would be, if a lot of Australia would suffer as much as we do with major droughts.
But a scene like this seems out of the question. Acres of lucerne and sutex, kept continually irrigated by underground water supplies.
Have you got the water to make it a commercial venture for selling out to outsiders?
Yes, we've got plenty of water. Occasionally we do have a bit of surplus, which we do sell. But in the main, we grow for our own personal use. But I've got no doubt whatsoever that it could be extended and become quite a viable commercial proposition.
What I see of it out there, if you got the lucerne going, well, next thing you could start is a dairy herd. Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, well, actually I've thought of it, but it's only just been thoughts because we're doing pretty right as we are. Labour's always a problem, and you got the tax man howling down your back if you sort of get an extra dollar or two.
If you find a lush lucerne crop unexpected in the red centre, chances are you won't be expecting a vineyard either. The vines look a little straggly at the moment, but that's because the season has just finished, and bottling at Chateau Hornsby is over for another year. It's the brainchild of local chemist Dennis Hornsby.
Well, they've come up really well, Noel. It's a 6-year project now, of course, and initially people didn't think we could do it, and I had my doubts myself at times, but it's working out very well now.
Well, we did have terrific table grapes in Alice Springs, but I wasn't too sure about wine, but...
Yes, well, table grapes have always grown well, and now it looks as though we might be able to grow good wine grapes too.
You got a lot more here than I thought you would have.
Yeah, it's just on 6 acres.
6 acres.
And next year that will probably become 10 acres, then 20 and so on. The potential of Alice Springs is only just being tapped.
Police say they located the body of the little girl here at Greenvale Lakes in Melbourne's north.
Melbourne's first choice.
The revelations came as a shock for union leaders who'd created industrial harmony on the site.
A suicide pact was behind a US shooting tragedy.
You can see it first on 7 News, every night at 6.
The electricity shocker, the multi-millionaire paying zero. He pleads for a power bill, but they refuse to charge him. Plus, the new range of sensational mobile phones on 7s today tonight.
Must be 18 years of age or older. Carrier or long-distance charges may apply. Hey, singles, grab your phone, call Lava Life Voice and join the party. Record a greeting, listen to profiles, and exchange messages with hundreds of exciting local singles, all by phone. It's safe, sexy, completely confidential, and it's always free to browse. So grab your phone, call Lava Life Voice, and get connected with hundreds of fun and exciting singles. Call now.
When lots of girls and guys all want to get naughty, anything can happen. And on Telecafe, it often does. Telecafe is the exciting way to go wild and talk to other real people in private right now. But be warned, it can get pretty hot in a Telecafe, so it's strictly adults only. Ladies call 9912 8446. Guys call 1900 918 446. Who could you talk to right now?
The great thing about coming to Bunnings is not only can you get everything you need from the outdoor furniture through to the barbecue, but you can do so for less because we are a warehouse.
7-piece outdoor setting, $259. Pedestal fan, $11.97. 4-litre Cabot's Aquadeck oil, $67.25. 20 solar path lights, $39. 100-piece Bud Light set, $7.
Complete that entire space for less money.
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
I'm so impressed with shape-ups, I want to buy another pair.
I don't want to walk in anything else. They're amazing.
My co-workers are now buying shape-ups. Our workplace is now comfortable.
I've lost 5 kilos. My posture's really improved.
I always get comments on how great they look.
I purchased a pair of shape-ups. They're fantastic. I've lost inches wearing them.
Shape-ups help me step up my workout by increasing my muscle use.
They're so light and give me a feeling of walking on air.
They tone my legs and buttocks. Even my partner noticed a difference.
I'm a hairdresser and I wear shape-ups. Awesome on your feet for long days.
Get in shape. Shape-ups from Skechers.
Revitalift, the world's #1 in anti-wrinkle creams, is firm on wrinkles and now gentle on skin. In a lightweight formula for more sensitive skin, you'll see less wrinkles in just 4 weeks. Revitalift Gentle SPF 15 from L'Oréal Paris.
Because we're worth it.
Maroon 5. Live Thursday, May 5 at Rod Laver Arena. Maroon 5. Playing all the hits, plus songs from the new album Hands All Over. Special guests Cobra Starship. Tickets on sale Tuesday, November 23 at Ticketek. Presented by Frontier Touring and Fox FM.
If you want to meet Australia's sexiest people, then you need redhotpie.com.au, Australia's hottest online dating and social networking site. Flirt free with thousands online now. redhotpie.com.au. Everybody's doing it.
Where's the chimney?
Santa's coming to Simmons and he's loaded with Christmas gifts. When you purchase your new Simmons home, you'll automatically receive up to $13,000 in gifts. Or pay extra and receive up to $60,000 in gifts. And the first 45 homes sold receive a bonus Christmas gift.
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Visit a Simmons Display Centre today.
It took a long time for Alice Springs to really get rolling, but now there doesn't seem to be much stopping it. There's a sense of confidence about the place and the people. This is the centre of the Alice, Todd Street. Gone are the hitching rails, verandas and trees, touches which gave it a special outback charm. If anything, the town is losing character in that sense. Fortunately, it isn't losing its characters quite so quickly. People like Scrubby Hall, who was a magistrate here for 16 years, often controversial and known for speaking his mind. Scrubby's best known for taking himself off a case involving Aboriginals during a riot at a nearby settlement. In court, tedious cross-examinations showed the policeman's home at the settlement had been attacked and his family's lives endangered.
Bluey Smith had gone to the back door with a .410 shotgun. He told them to halt, stop, go away. Then he fired over their heads. By that time, I lost my patience and I said to Constable Smith,
I admire you very much, and I commend your bravery for firing over the top of their heads, but I'm quite sure had it been me, I would have fired at them.
You've always been a very controversial person in Alice Springs. What do you think the people of Alice Springs think of you?
I don't know, I suppose they think I'm a bit of a bloody old bastard.
No, I don't think that's right. But what do you think of most of the people now in Alice Springs? It's changed, well, it's doubled the population. Do you know the town?
I hardly know the town now, Noel. I'd say take me back 15 years and I knew everybody in the place. Probably everybody in the place knew me, but I just noting the other day that the number of people that voted in the local council election was almost 15,000. Now, I can remember the day when the councils first started and the total number of voters in the whole of the town was under 3,000. The growth of the town, I think it's splitting at the seams. We're obviously a city of Alice Springs now with the monstrosity of the Commonwealth Canberra design government buildings in the place. Makes it look like a second Canberra.
In addition, the Alice is now developing a real suburbia, mainly commission homes. Quite a contrast amongst the rocks. In the book A Town Like Alice, the main character, Jean, finds that in spite of its tropical surroundings and the bungalow nature of the houses, there was a faint suggestion of an English suburb in Alice Springs which made her feel at home. With the new suburbia, things have certainly changed. New residents are expected to arrive at the Alice at the rate of 1,500 or more a year in the next few years. Most of the people will be employed in one of the big four industries. The rate of change and diversification of industries dependent on Alice, and on which she is dependent, is growing with the population. But hand in hand with them go massive unemployment problems too. Cattle continues to be one of the mainstays. The dependence on exports of hamburger meat to the United States is diminishing, but is still vital to the town. Where the telegraph opened up the area, pastoralists kept it going and took advantage of huge cattle-bearing tracts of land. They start only kilometres from the town and move out over millions of hectares.
We are recognised having the best big polled Hereford herd in Australia, and I'm taking a lot of territory in when I say Australia, but I believe that is correct.
Could Alice Springs be what it is today without these cattlemen like yourselves up here?
Well, that's very debatable, of course, because, for many years, the only reason why Alice Springs ticked at all away from the OT telephone line was the cattle business, where once we were battling to get rid of anything but the best quality stock. Now, with the present market, the inferior stuff is just as saleable as the quality stuff.
Righto.
People might think of Alice as being the end of the road. In fact, it's the end of the rail. Once you get here, if you don't fly north, you go by road or rely on the road trains, mechanical monsters which Noel drove for years before his interest in camels.
First one I ever drove for you was the old number 9 B model.
Oh, things have changed vastly since
39 mile an hour, 3 trailers and a body track.
Yeah, oh, well now, you know, if you're not getting along at about 80 or 90 kilometres, you know, they wonder what's wrong with you.
How long did it take you to get through to Darwin now these days?
Oh, well, you can work on, I suppose, on an average of around between 24 and 26 hours of actual driving time. You know, naturally it takes you longer in actual hours on the road by the time you're doing load checks and tyre checks and all those sort of things, you know.
Well, it used to take us 3 or 4 days.
That's right, yeah.
It's a big thing, isn't it? Yeah. So I know they're talking about putting a new railway line up there, but I don't think one sleeper should be laid past Alice Springs. Railways always seem to run at a loss to me, and I think with the road transport, they're going to employ more people and give a better service.
Well, certainly, in my opinion, give a better service. You know, I think a thing like that is up to the people in the north whether they want a railway line or not.
The drivers will push through the best part of the night on their first leg north. Not that they'll be missing much back in Alice. It doesn't exactly swing after dark. The main attractions are the clubs, and they're full only a couple of nights each week. But they're the social hub of Alice Springs, and top-line artists only come here as a result of the clubs or their facilities, sometimes with a little help from the Arts Council.
Somebody told me today all about you and your camels. I want to know
Well,
about
the only thing is when I stand next to them, I've got to wave my hands around, otherwise they put a saddle on my back. It is, yeah.
Are they easy to get up on?
They're not bad.
Up you go, one leg, hang on to there.
Hang on, what, with which
That
hand?
that hand, and now spring the other leg right over.
Oh, you've got to be joking.
You've got to be agile.
Oh, not me. I'm too old.
Lean back as he goes up.
Yep.
And hang on to it.
Lean back.
Yep, up.
Oh, shit.
You're right.
Oh, I've lost my stirrup.
I'll just tighten this one
Oh,
up a bit.
dear God in heaven. What's going to happen when I go down?
Probably a somersault. No,
Oh, don't.
nothing spectacular.
Oh.
I'll just...
Yes, it is.
How's
I'm
that?
scared out of my wit. Oh, I hate it.
You're right, you're on for. Just talk to me.
Oh, darling.
I'll sing to you. There you are.
Just talk to you. But I don't know what's going to happen
Lord
when I
on
get
the
down.
wobbly.
Tourists seem surprised to find that Alice Springs has a variety of recreational outlets, especially in sport. Yet sport attracts a higher than average interest at both spectator and competitor level.
Five or 10. I'll make it. Listen in the penalty. There's 80 to 10, 80 to 5. 8, 7, 9. The sport of kings and football are still two of the main things on Saturdays in Alice Springs. You can see by the picturesque area we have here, it's going to be that way for a long time yet. Our race horses are high quality. We have lady jockeys, which are very controversial everywhere else. And I think it'll be one of our main things for many years to come.
Showing his class and brought over on Tungaway to score by 4 or 5 months devolution. Come on, let's make it good, fellas.
Well, being a rugby player myself, all these boys seem to be offside to me. But sport, and football in particular in the Territory, is a great people mixer. And it helps to level out and integrate our people, black and white, and this carries over into our schoolrooms.
Now, if you could just watch out for over here, I suppose that you'll enjoy this, one of the more delightful parts of rural studies.
The only trouble is that having started the kids mixing at school, there begins another problem. A dropout of Aboriginal children in the high schools when they reach about 15.
Which has hooked up this funny-looking thing here.
Lack of interest, I think, and no pushing from home in a lot of cases, and this is a bit of a problem. While they're at school, they integrate very well. As soon as they leave school, they seem to fall into little cliques, without they got sport to keep them mixing.
The barrier is that we don't have anything really to talk about. We have nothing really in common. And when I talk to coloured people, it is just normally about sports because that is the only time I see them. That's the only time that I am actually associated with them. Most of the kids who are in sport mix better with the Aboriginals because they've got a lot in common. But away from the sports field, I think there's a definite barrier between the two classes. Like with sports and that, they both want to win, as Sarah said, but outside the town and that, they're just treated like dirt, some of them.
Yeah, but my brother goes out with one, you see, with a white girl.
Oh.
And she mixes with our family, all black, and he mixes with her family.
Yeah, but you do a lot of sport, don't you?
Yeah, I play sport.
I go to Urara College, and that's where all the coloured kids are. And I come here and I mix in with the white kids really well.
I think you would.
And all the other kids that you are mixing with the white kids, and they were mixing with the teachers and all that.
What do you reckon, Jenny?
Well, I think it's really good, you know, how they mix. And, like, it's not just only the sports they mix with, you know, mainly mix with. It's like social things like when they have socials, like discos. They don't just hang around in one group, you know, coloured people and then there's white people. It's usually mixing. Like my uncle, Michael Arthur, his wife is full blood and she sort of mixed with the full blood people, like the tribal people, and he sort of mixed with the half caste, the urban sort of people, urbanised sort of Aboriginal people. And so it's really good having the mix, but now he's started, you know, sort of form a little group with the Aborigines.
Jenny's remarks are interesting because probably the biggest single issue in Alice Springs involves a solution to the problems surrounding tribal Aborigines and the suggestions of colour problems.
Hey, you want to know what I'm doing at work today?
No.
I'm his father. I would like him to be interested in me.
You're making this about you, and it should be about him.
What's wrong with making it about me a little bit?
Can a wife face reality?
80% of marriages end in divorce.
Family is threatened in Seven's Parenthood Final. Special time, Tuesday, 8:30.
Hey, Andy, we ran out of ice. Here to the 7 and get some more?
No way, Sarah. I had a few too many beers. The boys are getting on it. No one can drive.
Let's get the ice delivered.
Really? Just like pizza delivery?
Yeah, Frankie Ice is the man.
That's awesome.
What a quick and easy way to get ice delivered to your door.
From now on, I'm a Frankie Ice every time.
Call Frankie Ice for all your ice needs during this hot summer and take advantage of all their special, cool deals.
Wow! Prices at Beaumont's are totally crazy, but only for the next 2 weeks. Come on into Beaumont Tiles now and save like crazy. You'd be crazy to miss out.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
So am I.
We're definitely coming.
We're all coming.
And guess what? I'm going to be there as well. Everyone's coming to Sexpo Showtime. Non-stop entertainment. The sensational Sexpo Showgirls. Meet international adult stars. Vida, Women's Wonderland, and huge shopping. Sexpo Showtime by People magazine. The 25th to the 28th of November, Melbourne Exhibition Centre. Discount tickets and VIPs online and Club X stores.
When lots of girls and guys all want to get naughty, anything can happen. And on Telecafe, it often does. Telecafe is the exciting way to go wild and talk to other real people in private right now. But be warned, it can get pretty hot in a Telecafe, so it's strictly adults only. Ladies call 9912 8446. Guys call 1900 918 446. Who could you talk to right now?
Want to know why I love to stay in? I call Hot Gossip. It's so much fun and it's free to try.
Girls call Melbourne Free on 9825 3416. Guys, call Melbourne Free on 9825 3417. Call Hot Gossip now.
The grand final. Whose dream will come true as they perform a duet with the biggest stars? Altian with In Excess, Andrew with James Blunt, Sally with Jamiroquai. Then it's your choice. Who's got the X Factor? The grand final, Sunday.
These people live just near Knowles Farm. By local river people standards, they look after their camp extremely well. But they're the meat in a sandwich with their traditions on one side and bureaucracy with its new housing plans on the other. Plans which should see them moving away from this riverbed to new houses. Jimmy John doesn't want to shift because land is very important to him and his people.
And you're going to miss living like this, or you reckon it'd be better in the houses where you got all the facilities?
No, we want a better win, you know, not much in there.
You'd like it? You'd like it with the new type houses?
Yes.
And what's it been like living around here, Jimmy? Do you, you've had a lot of problems living here like this, haven't you?
Oh, that's good enough.
But this is where you like to live?
Yes.
And you'd rather new houses built right here?
Yes, please.
Any particular thing you want to say about move from the camp to the house?
No, says camp there and stay down here, or we don't shift from here.
There are many spots within a stone's throw of Todd Street to serve as reminders of the Aboriginal heritage. This is Emily Gap, sacred to many Aboriginals, but also one of the most beautiful and popular picnicking areas near town.
These are witchetty totems, or caterpillar totems, they call them. And their land went from here way out to Merivale and back to the left. And these were their signs, and they're supposed to do certain ceremonies to make sure there's going to be plenty of caterpillars to eat. The signs do carry on all around here. These markings have been here for hundreds of years. If someone comes along with a chisel in a few minutes, it's gone. It's gone forever.
Noel feels it's inevitable that much of the past will have to go if there's to be proper integration in Alice Springs. There are fewer reminders of the past each day now, although thankfully some old-timers remain to pass on their stories.
How are you?
Like Bluey Jabberoola, who was shot during the Coniston Massacre of 1928, when many Aboriginals were hunted and killed by a Constable Murray.
My father, my grandfather.
Murray shot them all?
Yeah, Murray.
And police tracker Paddy was with them?
Yeah, that's right.
What were you doing when they came across your camp?
No, I was in my mother's shoulder.
On your mother's shoulder when you got shot?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
was all your family shot?
Yeah.
Bluey remembers well the callous treatment handed out to Aboriginals then. He says he watched his father burnt after the massacre of his family, a result of the hopeless clash of cultures in which Aboriginals were made prisoners and charged for things which to them weren't even criminal, then marched for days on end in chains. If Bluey can make the move from humpies to housing, it'll be the biggest move of his life. It's only a few hundred metres, but it may as well be light years to the older tribal folk. To people sitting at home in city comfort, this mightn't look like much, but we've been incredibly slow to learn how to handle the problem of tribal housing. And even when tribal families are convinced to use the new housing, they'll not have the independence they want.
I think the reason the native people have got so much damage to their houses and buildings on the settlements is because of his religion. His religion states that the land's been there at all time and men only come and go on it, and man has no right to change it or own it. And if you give him 1 million acres and put $1 million worth of buildings on it, and you supervise those buildings, he'll respect your supervision. You give him an out. If you leave it up to him, he lets the kids destroy them, because the kids can't get into trouble. And as long as his land is left empty and dominant, it suits his religion, but can't suit anyone else in Australia. Got 2 tubs, everything here. Hot water service?
Hot water service and things.
The safety wire is just the thing too, then?
Yes.
It's a big step from the river to here, Dennis, and is it going quick enough for you?
It's pretty slowly going. We wanted this houses to be built up as soon as it's possible. And we need it. The community needs the shops close to their home to set up the shops so they can buy everything if they need it.
So you don't have to go to town all the time?
We don't have to go to town and spend our money. What I reckon is too, so that we can sell our artifacts here.
You mean make yourself self-supporting?
Self-supporting.
And what difference will that make to you?
Well, that could make the difference between Aboriginal communities in old times home, and we can make the money out of the...
More independent?
More independently, yes.
It's the season final of Iron Chef Australia, and this contestant has an ego bigger than all 3 Iron Chefs put together.
He's a pioneer in French cooking, and I wouldn't mind just kicking his butt.
Just when he thinks it's game 1, it goes from good to bad.
The custards are messed up. We've got to start again. We need to rewrap it.
You won't believe what happens next. The season final of Iron Chef, Tuesday on 7.
Silver K Gallery is delighted to present the art of Family Guy and Futurama, a unique exhibition that showcases all the crazy characters from these two primetime animated series. All your favourites from Family Guy are on show, including Stewie, Quagmire, Lois, Peter and the Chicken, and everyone's friend Brian. Futurama, set in the next millennium, follows the exploits of Fry, Layla, Bender and others as they work for an intergalactic delivery service. All art sold at the exhibition will be dedicated by Family Guy art director Pete Michaels and Futurama voiceover John DiMaggio. The exhibition also includes a stunning selection of Simpsons art. The art of Family Guy and Futurama is now showing at the Silver K Gallery, 1092 High Street, Armidale. For further details, please phone 03 9509 5577 or view our website at silverkgallery.com.au.
Come and join our walking club.
I just love trying new things.
Come on, Keith. I think. Come on. Keith's best bet is coming in handy.
You little are going to miss it, this.
I can't believe how many friends I've made while living here.
Find out why our residents are enjoying the time of their lives. Stockland Retirement Communities. For your free retirement lifestyle magazine, call 1800 500 733 today.
How would you like to win a wedding reception where all your guests will be served an irresistible beef meal? Iron Chef is giving you the chance to win a wedding reception valued at $30,000, featuring beautiful beef at the famed Opera House restaurant Guillaume at Bennelong. To enter, go online at yahoo7.com.au/beefwedding and tell us why nothing beats beef. Trust your beef flex, because nothing beats beef.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
So am I.
I'm coming too. Non-stop entertainment and huge shopping. Sexpo Showtime by People magazine. The 25th to the 28th of November. Discount tickets and VIPs online and Club X stores.
AdultMatchmaker.com.au has the hottest swingers events and singles parties in Australia. We have over 1.5 million members online. Plus, there's live webcam chat. Join now. Swing into action at AdultMatchmaker.com.au.
There seems to be an unspoken attitude amongst visitors to Alice Springs that because tribal Aboriginals are seen in the dry riverbeds, they must have been forced there by the whites. As far as Noel's concerned, that's true only if you include white governments and politicians.
People say they're drinking themselves to death up here. Well, I think they're quite entitled to. They give them equal rights. If he wants to drink himself to death, I'll be the first to guarantee him that right. But you give him equal rights, then immediately infringed on his equal rights. Not allow him to drink in his own home or his own town. And if you thought he was sophisticated enough to drink, surely that must be the best place to do it. As it is now, a few elders in the settlement say that they shouldn't have booze out there, and it's the minority ruling the majority. And these people state that they don't want booze. So we've got the drunks from seven settlements in Alice Springs not bother going home anymore. And this is our biggest shambles around town. Our police lose their cool with so many drunks, and I wouldn't be a policeman in Alice Springs for any money. Put a hotel on the settlements, then you'll give the man a bit of dignity again. If he's going to drink, and he's got the right to drink, let him drink in his own home and his own town. Then you wouldn't have the people coming into Alice Springs to get the booze. Their families will be out there, and there's at least 4 grandparents to make sure the kids are fed in these settlements. At present, through political pressure, they're left in the river with their parents. And I know parents who get a couple of $100 a fortnight social service, and the kids have got to eat raw garbage to survive. Garbage eating was very bad around Alice Springs a few years ago, and had a big bulldozer at our trip to cover it. And all that bulldozer created was hungry Aboriginals. If the white drinkers of Alice Springs had to go all the way to Coldra, about 200 kilometres down the track to get their booze, I think we'd find a lot of whites laying underneath the trees and in the gutters down there also. I brought 8 kids up here to live. One married an Afghan girl, a part Afghan, one married a part Aboriginal, and they have no problems. they class themselves as Australasians, not Europeans and Aboriginals. And if there are school teachers that only push the point from 5 to 15, regardless of what your colour, that you are Australasian, you give them this national pride which they're lacking. You must get the kids out of the river, and the only way to do it is to put the booze on the settlement.
The settlement at Wallace Rockhole, just out from Alice Springs on the Hermansburg Mission Road, is an example of what has been done by Aboriginal people looking after their own affairs. The settlement is run by a part Aboriginal stockman, Barry Abbott, who was raised on a nearby cattle station by foster parents. His real father now lives with him on the settlement.
What are you doing? The old bull catcher's broken down.
Yeah, wasn't she's missing a bit.
It doesn't take them long to wreck it in this game, does it?
No, only had it for about a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
She's all born. Oh, she's still all right.
You're pushing plenty in with her?
Oh, yeah. She just about paid for herself.
I reckon she might have by the looks of her anyway. And how many families you got here, Barry?
I got 4 kids of my own, and there's my aunty's got kids, and there's about 16 kids going to school here. And altogether it'll be about 40 people doing our own thing.
No cost to the government?
No, not really.
Housing at the settlement is simple, but neat, and most important, cared for.
We haven't got enough money to get one of them big houses. We wouldn't mind having big houses.
These type of places that are so well looked after, I think you're entitled to the big houses.
Yeah, I know, but the government doesn't look at it that way, mate. They spent a lot of money in Alice Springs where the people doesn't look after the houses.
Yet outside help has been minimal.
One of them grapes we got, and we usually sell it around Alice and to the winery, oranges. We got quite a few growing around the place here. We only used them for the kids and that.
And what about vegetable, Barry?
We grow a bit of that too, just for ourselves. We doesn't sell any veggies and that. And we kill our own meat.
So that makes you totally self-sufficient.
That's right.
Why is it a success, Barry?
Well, if I was sitting down and these things wouldn't have been done, and where I grew up with old Murphy, and I had to do it for my living and that, if we didn't do it, we'll get hiding for it.
You're kicked in the bum.
That's right.
And as far as Noel's concerned, that sums up Barry Abbott's success with the Wallace Rockhole settlement.
You've been doing a lot of bum kicking around here, Barry.
Noel sees the Rockhole as proof that settlements which are self-sufficient and operate along the lines of a small town can be effective, an answer to the problems which face Alice Springs.
And it's an even start, and the great old team with the antennas on board is matching.
The people of Alice Springs make their own fun. That's obvious from the number of festivals and special events held in town each year. The one which best reveals the Territorian humour is this, the Henley-on-Todd Regatta. There's also the Bangtao Muster, a Mardi Gras-style affair, and the Rodeo.
But the event I look forward to is the Camel Cup. This year I'm putting in 12 camels, 6 to get into the road of the opposition and 6 to win with. And if our opposition can get past me, they'll be doing a damn good job, I can tell you. We're out to take it this year.
Relax, unwind, and see the very best in country living.
And those views?
Get inspiration for your weekend.
Wow, a real farmhouse kitchen.
Escape your working week with an escape to the country. Tonight, 8:30 on 7/2.
Must be 18 years of age or older. Carrier or long-distance charges may apply. Hey, singles, grab your phone, call Lava Life Voice and join the party. Record a greeting, listen to profiles and exchange messages with hundreds of exciting local singles, all by phone. It's safe, sexy and completely confidential. So grab your phone, call Lava Life Voice and get connected with hundreds of fun and exciting singles. Call now.
Accidents can happen anytime, anywhere. If you've been involved in a workplace accident and require experienced help, then contact Ryan Carlisle Thomas Lawyers. We'll help you recover maximum compensation and get you back on your feet. Contact Ryan Carlisle Thomas Lawyers today. Ryan Carlisle Thomas Compensation Lawyers. We're on your side.
This is an announcement. Panasales has moved its sales to online only. Cheaper for us means cheaper for you. Log on to panasales.com.au to save big on electrical with your choice of pickup or home delivery. Visit us today at panasales.com.au and save big.
If you want to meet Australia's sexiest people, then you need redhotpie.com.au, Australia's hottest online dating and social networking site. Flirt free with thousands online now. redhotpie.com.au. Everybody's doing it.
Silver K Gallery is delighted to present The Art of Family Guy and Futurama, a unique exhibition that showcases all the crazy characters from these two primetime animated series. The show also includes a stunning selection of Simpsons art. The exhibition is now showing at the Silver K Gallery, 1092 High Street, Armidale. For further details, please phone 03 9509 5577 or view our website at silverkgallery.com.au.
More exciting than the English Derby. More thrilling than the Melbourne Cup. More captivating than the Kentucky Derby.
Racing in the Camel Cup for 1918 is the worst start you've ever seen. There's camels going in every direction.
The Lions Club of Alice Springs bring you the 1980 Camel Cup.
From Gotha Gibbs with a camel heading straight for
the #1 event on the Central Australian Dromedary Racing calendar.
Keepers jumped clean out of the box there, and oh gee whiz, you've never seen anything like this in all your life.
Find out this Saturday at Blatherskye Park.
Has decided to sit down on the track at the moment. He's probably had a stroke.
As well as the races, you'll see the skydivers in action, a fireworks display and lots more.
Tommy T getaway only feelers. They go to the back straight for the first time.
Don't miss the event that every member of the family will love and support Lions in their cause at the 1980 Camel Cup.
Right throughout Australia, everyone's heard of the Alice Springs Lions Camel Cup. And there are people here today like Dennis Wickham, who's ridden camels right across Australia. Noel Fullerton, of course, who's taken off many of the previous, I think the whole 9 previous Camel Cups actually. And Noel is really on his mettle today to defend his honour.
If the Camel Cup is the highlight of the day's racing, the Honeymoon Handicap comes a close second. The idea is for the groom to pick up the bride halfway around the track and then cross the finish line together.
But looks like one camel has got the young damsel in distress and is riding through. Allied Express was going too fast but couldn't pick up his pace. But here we have the first camel and he's doing quite well, and that's Doco. Have you ever seen anybody in a Hertz rent-a-car travelling like that?
Kill, 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 kill.
Cactus, poor little bugger stuffed. He's only a baby anyway. But he's just clapped, poor little fella. But Soppy is in the cup and he came in second last race. I'm so glad.
Earlier on, Noel Fullerton is the man to watch out for. Noel, the man, is the guy with the green trousers on. He rides very low on the camel, very low and very back to the almost on the tail of the camel. They're coming forward very well. They're putting up the back race now to make sure the camels don't turn around and go the opposite way, which happened about 2 years ago. Standing by. We're waiting for the red light, but there's no red light to look for. I can't even see the green flag. Now they'll pick up the 1980 Camel Cup, and they're gone off in beauty. 4 or 5 have stopped at the beginning, and they take it off again, and Noel Fullerton out there on number 24. He's doing beautifully. Number 24 is the big horse of the race, and he's the one. Is that him riding at the moment? It's number, it's hard to tell here from the beginning. Fullerton is gone, I believe. I'm sorry, it was a mistake there. South Road is leading out in front at the moment. They're jumping all over the place. One camel's turned around. He doesn't know where he's going. It's 26 out of front. South Road, he's won it for the 2nd time in a row, and that's great to see. Number 6, South Road, fit right aboard Leafy Gap Roadhouse. South Road, that's a beautiful one. That's a great race. How to come out of the pack, went out of front, and win that by about 2 or 3 lengths. A great ride by Brett Wright.
You, Brett, as the winner of the Camel Cup, the first rider past the post. It's your trophy, and we also have a nice little present in an envelope for you. We won't say what it is, just in case the taxation department's here. Congratulations on a job well done. You can't shake me by the hand, but well done, lad. Good effort.
by TIA, the friendly way.
And that's it. Come again next year and have another marvellous time.
Well, there is a road up here, but the bloody gate was locked. Well, there's my Alice, nestling in the valley there, with all its faults and all its good points. A quick-growing town. I think it'll keep growing. Whether I like that or not, I don't know. It'll still happen regardless of what I think. A few things need straightening up in Alice. A few things need to happen. Not very much. A little bit more housing for the Aboriginal. A few hostels for these kids that are not being looked after. Free medical should go on because I don't think there's very many native people that can afford to pay for it. And they're talking about cutting free medical out. But as for the rest of it, I think she'll just roll along and everything will come right as we progress.
Some folk like a place that's sophisticated, or where the sea is nearer. Give me a town situated in a scene by Namatjira. A town like Alice is just the place for me. With my own piece of ground, the mountains around, that's where I'd be.
The following is a paid presentation for the Wen Hair Care System by Chaz Dean, brought to you by Guthrie Renker.
I'm gonna find a new direction. I'll step into a new dimension now.
Step out of the ordinary with something new in hair care. Introducing Wen Cleansing Conditioners by Chaz Dean. Concept in cleansing your hair that has Hollywood buzzing. Once you try Wen's cleansing conditioners, you'll never shampoo your hair again.
Shampoos and conditioners, so yesterday. You want to cleanse your hair, you want to have beautiful hair, you have to try Wen.
Now that I have Wen, I have one product that does it all. I'm so happy. It's really great, and your hair is going to be the best it's ever been. Really just using it once, and you'll see the difference immediately.
Most shampoos that lather use sulfates and detergents that can strip your hair of natural oils and cause dryness, frizziness, dullness and colour fade. But Wen uses a perfect blend of herbs and natural ingredients that gently cleanse and moisturise your hair and scalp while leaving the natural oils, leaving your hair with more sheen, moisture, manageability and better colour retention.